Time for news, top of the hour. We turn it over to Lois, and we've got the Attorney General standing by.
We certainly do, Matt. Congress backing itself into a corner with the individual mandate in health care reform. That, according to Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott, who joins us live. Attorney General, thank you so much for coming on board with us. Texas, among 26 states opposed to Obamacare, and you're closely watching the Supreme Court in action this week. How engaged are the justices in the process?
Well, they are extremely engaged. The first day of oral argument was Monday. The second day was yesterday, and I've been there both days. And as soon as we hang up, I'm about to return to the court for the third day of oral argument. But yesterday was the big issue. Yesterday focused on what's called the individual mandate. This is what Obamacare case is all about, and that is whether or not Congress has the power to force people to buy a product. And the most important takeaway from the court proceedings yesterday was that as soon as the lawyer for the Obama administration got up to begin to argue, four justices, the four pivotal justices on the court, began hammering him with regard to questions about the very points that we've been making the last 2 years in this litigation. And that is that this law is completely unprecedented, completely unnecessary, and puts an unprecedented intrusion on people's lives. It was Justice Kennedy, who a lot of people consider to be the pivotal vote, who was leading the way with very strong comments by Justice Scalia, Chief Justice Roberts, as well as Justice Alito. And so it's yesterday, and the results of yesterday began to turn a lot of heads of the prognosticators who had long predicted that there was no way our lawsuit had any viability. They're now all thinking, well, it looks like we may win.
General Abbott, Matt Patrick here, and thanks again for taking the time for joining us. You have become the face of the 26 states that have filed this lawsuit, almost the spokesperson on behalf of the states. Congratulations on that. Today we discuss severability issues. In other words, if they kick out the individual mandate, can Obamacare stand on its own? How do you think they'll find there?
It's a real tough question because there are many parts of Obamacare that really don't have anything to do with regard to the individual mandate. But Congress did not put a severability clause into the law. And what that means is that without a severability clause, if one part of the law is ruled unconstitutional, the rest of it is supposed to go down. It cannot be separated out and allowed to live on. And what the court will wrangle with today is if they rule that the individual mandate is unconstitutional, do they strike down all of Obamacare or just that part of Obamacare? Mm-hmm. And it's a tough issue. But we think that because of the lack of severability clause, we think also that the federal government itself will argue that the individual mandate is the funding component. It provides the money to pay for the rest of Obamacare. Without the individual mandate, everyone will argue that the whole thing has to fall.
Now, Attorney General, one of the things the Supreme Court has been known for not doing is having cameras in the courtroom. That has stayed with these 3 days of hearing. We are, of course, airing that on KTRH. Fox News is doing the same. How is the message getting out? Do you feel with your presence there and the way this is all being communicated, we, the public, know what's going on?
Well, we do know. We know less than we would if we had cameras in the courtroom, which I think would be a good idea. But we are getting same-day transcripts. We are getting same-day audio. And many news organizations have had the opportunity to put up the audio of the judges in the courtroom just hours after those comments are made. And so that is a helpful step in the right direction, but I still think that cameras in the courtroom would be a good idea, especially in a case like this, because this is the first time in 50 years when the court has devoted this much time for oral argument, and that underscores the historical significance and weight of this case. And as we are making those arguments in court, you see literally thousands of people gathered around the courthouse and other people around the country who are protesting, which shows how deeply this issue that's being litigated in this lawsuit pierces into the lives of everyone, and so there's massive public interest in getting to see these oral arguments.
Attorney General Greg Abbott joining us this morning. Attorney General, I want to thank you for your time. I also want to commend you on, once again, being the face of the 26 states, the voice. You're everywhere, and it proves that Texas, once again, is a leader. We are leading the nation in trying to strike this down and to make sure that this case, this landmark case, is shown to be unconstitutional. And moving forward, we will always remember, sir, that you were at the head of that. We thank you for your time and look forward to talking with you again.
Sounds great. You guys take care.